What is good, guys? Let's do some live trading. So let's get into it. New York has just opened and we are currently 15:53 or 3 p.m. at at CAT, which means it's 8:53 New York time. So let's get into trading. So when we go to the daily time frame, you can see that we've took out this level right here because it was a higher time frame buy side liquidity. I had marked it up yesterday. You can see right here. Then we also have this high, which is to be taken out at a later point, and with that we can also mark this gap inside here, which is to be filled by this movement. When we go to the 1 hour, you can visualize some of the movements we would want the markets to do. So after taking out this buy side, we would anticipate market to retest to a level, then head higher. So we have this order block, stone had marked, like when you go to the 30 minutes, sorry, you can see we have a strong zone right here on this block, just like this, and we can mark it even more better. When you go to the 15-minute, you can see this small order block right here was retested, and then market would pump up higher. So I would like to look for an entry on the 5-minute, somewhere in between where the fair value gap could be tested, because we saw a liquidity sweep and we are currently waiting for a shift in market structure, then enter off of that. So when you go to the 1 minute, you can see that we have our change of structure in here, this right here. It's a market shift, right? And we can also wait for now the market to hit here and bounce up to the upside. So if we don't get a fair value gap retested, fair value gap was invalidated, so the setup would be valid. Let's continue waiting and see how it goes. So we can see that this setup has been invalidated, and we would wait potentially for something else, such as the sweep of these lows right here, since this is a strong zone. If you can see it right here, but since this low has taken them out, maybe the downward move would be a little bit not harsh. Let's see how it goes. Alright, so some minutes later we can see now what it's doing, and we can see that all of the liquidity below here was swept out in a very big move, and maybe we might anticipate to shift our bias to bearish and look for sells. And you might be wondering why. When we go to the 1 hour, after this move that happened yesterday, we can put our retracement tool from this high to the low, and we can see that equilibrium is at least at this point. So market might want to rebalance this move a bit, even if it will reach just in here between 5 and 75, 0.5 and 0.75. So maybe this is the lowest point it would get. And when we go to the 30-minute, of course it's the same thing. You can see this is the lowest it could get. So maybe we would wait for a retracement to an important zone and see if we would look for sells. Let's go to the 15-minute now. Let's see how it's going. So on the 15-minute, we can see that we have a fair value gap in just in here, and if we break through it, then the setup would have been invalidated. If we respect it and head lower, then we will take a sell. Yeah, I think that's all we will be waiting for. And one other thing that you could notice is that market bounced off of this fair value gap right in here, and I think I'll color this purple. Yeah, this is what bounced off of. You can see it's dropped, then started pushing higher, and maybe it also gave an entry there, nobody knows. But let's see what it does. If it respects our bias, well and good. If it doesn't, well, look what we are doing wrong. Okay, let's keep waiting, and maybe we might add ES so we can see if any SMT is formed. Let's zoom this in. Got this, and what we can see is that market is about to drop as well if conditions allow, because you can see right here that this high is about to be taken out, but on the NQ we aren't doing that, so let's wait and see. You can see it has started to drop a bit. Look at 5 minutes and see if you can get an entry. As soon as it reacts to this order block, as you can see, this one right here, sorry, this fair value gap, not order block. So let's mark it up. This 5 minute fair value gap, and let's put in a sell and do something like this. Let's risk $70. Right, we've sold it. Stop loss above this fair value gap, and our TP will be heading like at point something right here, heading for the lows. Let's add TP down here, and let's wait for it and see. So our confluence was the SMT. High taken out, high wasn't taken out, so this will be an SMT. Let's also label it SMT. Okay, let's wait and see now. Okay, if you're taking a closer look, you can see that the S&P is dropping way more than the NAS is, because on this candle it's, look at this whole move, while the NAS hasn't moved that big. So let's wait for some time and see. We're currently in the stop loss zone. Let's see how the trade plays out. So we're currently floating minus $30, minus 40. Let's wait and see how it goes. So we were stopped out. Let's wait and see what next opportunity we can get off of this. By the way, let's be analyzing some other pairs as well. So going on to Euro USD, we had an analysis and it has currently played out, but it was from yesterday, so I don't think we need this graffiti here right now. But we can see a good entry model of here, just that we didn't enter. So we were targeting to take out sell side and planning to at least reach to this order block right here, which we saw on the 4-hour, and potentially react to it at a later date. So we have currently did that. So we'll continue moving until maybe we take out some liquidity off of this low and maybe push higher. So on the 15-minute, we can see the first entries are already in and it tanked as crazy now, heading for the liquidity below and these equal lows, as you can see them right here. And I guess that's the same for GU. For the dollar index, it's heading higher, which means the USD pairs will be heading lower. So if we can see for USD JPY, it's going high. So for GPY, we had a morning analysis, but we didn't get a chance to enter because we didn't find the retracement that we wanted, because we had a sweep liquidity or shifting structure and we were waiting for maybe a small fair value gap retest and then enter for the trade. So didn't get one, so hence no entry. So we can see it was heading for a 4-hour, the block right here. It's arranging. CAD is flying to the moon, and I don't think we did any analysis on it today, but yeah, it looks clean. It looks clean. We have our gold. Gold is dropping. It's dropping for today. Yeah, it's dropping, and when you look at the daily, you can see that it started by dropping and then it's starting to pull itself a little bit. Let's go back to the NAS and watch it out as it moves. How about we add the fib retracement from there to here? You see that the midpoint was here, right? So it's pumping and going higher. So I opened the 5 minute because that's where I usually take my trades. But even though he kept ignoring it, we actually had a liquidity sweep right here. You can see this move right here. Liquidity was taken. These were the London accumulation and Asian accumulation and London manipulation all right in here. It was taken out just from here to, so it was taken out. We can seem to have some kind of thing like a power of 3 because we've got the London highs and lows taken out, the accumulation, then manipulation. If it's this strong drop, then head to the upside, so it will be a taro soup. So maybe we would find confluence to make us push up to the higher. So we've got an inverse parallel gap like this. So you can see this right here, inverse fair value gap on the 1 minute, broke, retested, and maybe if you look for a buy entry. The only confusion would be until what level will this move stop at? Well, at this point I think we're going to take read price because we aren't getting entry criteria, but let's wait patiently and skim it well and see. So we've got our first fair value gap test here, you can see it, and I think this is our chance to long this, which would be something like this under this inversion, then you target higher. Yeah, a 2R. Let's see if you can get a small trade here, and our stop is 114, which means it's $82. I think we'll take one. It's a buy. So we buy it on the 1M and the 2M, and our TP is 1 to 2, so we have to get at least 80 off of this. That means we have to close the day in at 20k at least, just like this. That would be crazy. Right, so let's keep watching. And in the meantime, I will be journaling my first trade as this one moves on. So far we can see that the trade is in profit of $24. So let's keep waiting and see if we can find TP today. Peace. So far as we can also trail our stop loss as in to this low right here, because the fair value gap that market reacted to was right in here, and we entered right on this inversion. So our stop loss can be even trade to somewhere in here, like here, to like $30. It will be something like this, right? So we'll be pausing this stream from here, and we'll be back and see how the trade went. Dang, what was that? Can you see this candle? Crazy. Are there any news happening right now? I don't think so. Well, apparently there's no news happening. And all of a sudden, market just decided to jump. Crazy. Can you see this candle? Well, let's see if this trade gets hit. Let's see if we can make some money off of this. So far we're doing okay. I'm thinking of training my stop loss to actually be on the break even. When we hit TP, we are totally out. Currently floating almost 60. Let's wait and see how it goes. You can see market wants to reverse, but I think I'll take my profit at somewhere here in this range right here if it manages to, because it looks like it wants to reverse, and we've actually moved our stops. That's not bad for a day before NFP. Okay, so a few pips before we get break even, so stopped out. Well, unfortunately, I guess. And yeah, I guess maybe that's all for today, and until we meet again, peace.